Welcome back to Food with Life. I'm your host Chapatti with our wonderful guest at the Conscious Life Expo, Dr. Ibraham Jaffe.
Thank you.
You were telling me about this. The angel took this tumor away, and then what happened?
Well, he woke up and he goes to the bathroom and he looks in the mirror in the bathroom, and overnight the whole tumor was gone.
Right.
It completely healed. And he went out, this was in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis area, he went out and he began to examine miraculous healings. He found 50 recorded healings in the Twin Cities. And in every single case, what they found was, number one, the person worked on their issues. Number two, they returned to God. And if those two pieces were together, they had the miracles. And today, when I look at spiritual healing is working on your deep issues. It's returning your spirit back to God. And the third piece, which I've added, is what you're also interested in, which is the food.
Yes.
Because just good food can heal cancer as well.
Right.
But if you take all three together, you have a magnificent program.
Wow. Yeah. I know sometimes when you read about things in the paper about cancer, it's such a big issue. You know, the most common illness, people talk about cancer and dying, and it's not the traditional medical doctors. Most of them just don't even think about alternative ways.
No.
No. I know alkalinity and acidity is a major emphasis. I have that on our website about beating cancer.
Yes.
Along with other therapies. And it just astounds me. And maybe as a doctor, you can shed some light on the whole thing about dealing with cancer, but with illness and how alternative medicine, especially dealing with beings of higher light, spirituality, can help us.
Well, I'm at the point where it's a smorgasbord.
Right.
There are times, if I have a broken arm, I want to go see a medical doctor.
Right.
If I have a dissecting aortic aneurysm,
right.
You can give me all the homeopathic in the world you want.
Right.
It's not going to change it.
Right.
That's been my experience.
Right.
But take me to cardiac surgery, and I'm going to live.
Right.
So I have a lot of respect for a lot of aspects of medicine. But, for chronic disease and for, diseases that are not like acute emergencies, traditional medicine doesn't understand why people get sick,
right,
and are not using these, food and herbs and understanding the emotions and psychology and the spirit. Right. They were missing everything.
Right.
And it has to be a universal approach.
Right.
Because we're not just doing it, so doctors can help the patient. This is about the person living.
Right.
It's not. We don't have a right to say that only our way is right.
Right.
It's about they have to live.
Right.
And are we really serving them?
Exactly. And I know most medicines I read, are just it's just symptomatic. I don't know if medicines that are really, you know this, but if you know this, that what medicines are really cure the person in a healthy way without leaving some scar on the physiology.
Well, allopathic medicines don't really cure anything.
Right.
They're not meant to be cures. All they really do is stop the symptoms.
Right.
And that's the problem with allopathic is it's not really getting to the problem. So you can, the value, if you're sick, you're cold, and you stop the cough, and you stop the runny nose, you feel better, and your body will respond, hopefully.
Right.
And that's good.
Right.
But you're not, why did you get the cold?
Right.
What's really going on? Maybe you're really grieving.
Right.
Most people who get colds have grief issues.
Right.
And are they really addressing that grief? Probably not.
Yeah. It's interesting because I know I've been working and talking with people at the University of Southern California, at the Genetic School of Medicine. We're talking with them, and I go every month or so to a class they have there on mindfulness.
Beautiful.
And they're starting to touch on the spirituality of medicine.
Beautiful.
And the true, so to speak, the Hippocrates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was the gem of food as medicine.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering though about the sharing with us some of your spiritual knowledge and how it affects our healing.
Well, I mean, the master key. There is a super master key of all, and people have issues with it because they run into religious like ideologies, which I'll stay out of. But the truth of the matter is, if I'm going to work on cancer,
Right.
and I don't have the presence of God in the equation,
Right. Forget it.
exactly.
That's the bottom line.
That's the
It's
bottom
the divinity.
line. It's the divinity.
I want to talk about it no more in a second, okay?
Okay.
So stay with us.
Thank you.
I am your host, Chapatti, with our special guest, Dr. Ibrahim Jaffe. This is Food with Life. We're at the Conscious Life Expo. We'll be right back. Stay with us.